If you thought reality TV was all smoke and mirrors, wait until you hear the startling truth behind Mendeecees' explosive leak. The drama that is about to unravel is nothing short of extraordinary. Ruin not one, but two well-known relationships. You won't believe what's been going on behind closed doors. Kirk and Kendra, the power couple you believe you knew, have been exposed in a web of deceit and lies. No one was allowed to see these private movies, but guess who had enough and decided to make them public? Yes, Mendeecees does see them, and believe me, they're not just a few innocent photos. They're going to upend everything I assume you were aware of these two. But the real question is, why would Mendeecees go to such efforts to make these private and intimate videos public? Was this a premeditated attempt to ruin their lives? Or was there something more significant at play? The internet is on fire, and we have all the juicy, scandalous facts you won't find anywhere else. Stay tuned, because this is just the beginning. Is this all premeditated, or is Mendeecees merely the messenger of total chaos? Grab some popcorn because things are going to get messy. Let's examine how Mendeecees' actions have sparked a controversy in the entertainment industry that could blow up Kirk and Kendra's meticulously planned lives. What you're going to hear isn't just gossip, but a full-blown scandal that nobody anticipated, and it will cause you to reevaluate everything you believe to be true about these supposedly ideal celebrities. Okay, let's go back a bit. We all know Kirk, the rapper, the reality TV star, the family man, and of course, Rashida's husband. For years, the pair has flaunted their perfect existence in the public, but hold up, this image of happiness is a house of cards constructed on deception and deceit. And now that Mendeecees has released a number of startling recordings that reveal more than anyone could have ever guessed, you may be asking what precisely Mendeecees is up to. Let's just say that, despite the fact that Mendeecees isn't exactly the type of person you'd expect to go all James Bond on his co-stars, he's had enough of everything that's happened over the years, including the rumors, whispers, and those Mendeecees discovers astounding secrets lurking just beneath the surface, and he's doing the unimaginable by dramatically exposing Kirk and Kendra through private, intimate footage that shouldn't have been made public. However, as long as Mendeecees has been playing the game, there are times when you just have to disregard the rules. Let's talk about Kendra, shall we? Up until now, she has been presented as the sweet, Kirk's naive, devoted companion, but it seems that there's more to her picture-perfect exterior than meets the eye. Behind the closed doors of upscale hotels, private planes, and exclusive events, Kendra was concealing a covert relationship with, wait for it, Kirk's former co-conspirator. Yes, you read correctly. The man who has supported him for years is now at the core of this web of falsehoods and deceit. Mendeecees realizes that he's making sure everyone is aware of it. But why is his behavior suddenly being exposed at this precise moment? It's obvious that he's had enough, and to be honest, can you blame him? These are individuals who have lived. Mendeecees eventually revealed what transpired in those hotel rooms behind closed doors after years of suspicions and whispers about Kirk's faithfulness, despite their lives appearing to be flawless on the outside. Who better to reveal this deceit than someone who has been caught in the thick of it all? It's not just stunning, it's an outright betrayal. You may be asking yourself, this is just some random celebrity drama, who cares? But wait, this isn't just about Kirk and Kendra. It's about everything they've ever said to the world about their supposedly ideal marriage. And this video is the smoking gun, pistol that shatters that illusion. It's the instant their idyllic existence falls apart and everyone watches. However, before we dive into the juicy specifics of the leaked footage, we must first comprehend the background. It appears like nothing can separate Kirk and Rashida, the couple who have endured everything together, from financial difficulties to allegations of infidelity. But now that Mendeecees is involved, nobody noticed. Now that everything about their relationship is in doubt, was it always really a publicity stunt? More importantly, what role did Kendra play in all of this? Let's take a closer look at how this whole thing happened. Mendeecees realizes that the leak wasn't an accident. Rather, It was the culmination of years of building tension, treachery, and most significantly, a thirst for vengeance. He's not exactly a quiet person. He's been involved in enough. This isn't about celebrity. It's about correcting the record. However, this is where things get very juicy, according to insiders, and let's be honest, we're talking about the drama over the years to know just how to strike when it matters. Mendeecees has been discreetly holding on a treasure trove of tape. Yes, material that indicates more than just a casual conversation, that doesn't miss a beat when it comes to Kirk and Kendra's affairs. The unpleasant reality of Kendra and Kirk's covert encounters, where their alleged friendship evolved into something much more, is that they may have been having an affair for a lot longer than we all believe. If the video is any indication, the answer to the question of why Kendra would go to such lengths to betray someone who had her back for so long is a resounding yes. Mendeecees sees the person who eventually blows the lid off their secret world. As we examine these startling recordings and the events surrounding their publication, we must consider whether this is just another day in the real world or if there was a brief error in judgment or something far more sinister at work. TV, or are we seeing the disintegration of a relationship that was so meticulously planned and maintained that nobody noticed the fractures until it was too late to completely comprehend the consequences of Mendeecees' choice to make these tapes public? When you consider the bigger picture, you can see that Kirk and Kendra's romance wasn't unexpected. There were indications all along the way, including late-night phone conversations, rumors about Kirk's wandering eye, and whispers at every occasion. However, let's face it, Mendeecees was aware that this story was about more than simply cheating. It was about power control and total manipulation of public opinion. He is now using the most dramatic strategy he can, but who precisely is he playing his cards with? Are Kirk and Kendra the winners and losers in all of this? Will they recover, or will this be the end of their careers, marriages, and everything they have worked for? Keep an eye out because this controversy is just beginning. Okay, so we've set the stage. Kirk, Kendra, and Mendeecees discover that they are at the heart of a controversy that's going to make you reevaluate everything you believe you understood about loyalty, celebrity, and the true cost of treachery. Disturbing the world of celebrities, and things are going to get much messy. But this is where things get fascinating. Mendeecees clearly didn't simply release some arbitrary footage. Oh no, this is planned and strategic. He's not just venting, playing a risky game because he is fully aware of the impact these tapes will have. Let's just say that Kirk and Kendra's life are on the verge of completely collapsing. Now, let's examine the actual drama here. This isn't simply regarding a casual affair, but the films that Mendeecees finds released disclose far more than anyone could have imagined. They show the unvarnished, unadulterated truth about the affair that has long been kept under wraps. It's not just about Kendra and Kirk's hotel room encounter. It's also about how they have been lying to everyone, including their families, and the public's response. Let's just say that people are fans who have followed Kirk and Rashida for years are in complete astonishment and indignation. They have established a brand around the notion that they have persevered through hardships and supported one another through thick and thin. The media has consistently portrayed them as the ideal pair, yet these videos completely disregard that, and you can bet that fans feel deceived, just as Rashida must. Let's discuss the details of these. What are we talking about? Exactly, in these leaked videos? The film depicts Kendra and Kirk having private talks that shouldn't have been shared with the public. These aren't simply, hey, let's grab a drink moments. These are intense conversations and private moments where the masks come off and the true emotions are revealed. And the way Kendra and Kirk speak to one another makes it seem as though they have been keeping this from each other. After years of dating, their chemistry is evident, and it's obvious that they've been lying to everyone around them as well as to their partners. For this reason, why would Mendeecees see a man who has experienced his share of he's no stranger to scandal? So controversy decided to disclose this. Could it be justice or retaliation? Let's examine the theories. Some sources, both true and phony, indicate that Mendeecees has had enough of the lies. This man has witnessed all of the power struggles and manipulation that accompany the reality TV industry, but there is something particularly intimate about Kirk's treachery. Perhaps this is because Mendeecees used to hold Kirk's position, alongside him establishing his own reputation and brand. Or perhaps it's the lengthy and Mendeecees isn't merely acting as here. The whistleblower is pulling back the curtain to reveal a world that has been meticulously planned for years, according to some insiders who may or may not be real. Mendeecees has had enough of the double. It was not only about Kirk's affair with Kendra, it was also about the hypocrisy of the situation. These are the same individuals who, while on TV, portray themselves as the moral compass that everyone should adhere to, but in private doors, well, it's a very other story, and the fallout has been enormous. Fans are going crazy with comments, hypotheses, and memes on the internet, while supporters of Kirk and Rashida are left wondering, the end of their careers, will the public ever trust them again after this scandal? And what about Kendra? She has been accused of ruining marriages for years, but the proof clearly shows unquestionable. But what do we actually know about the emotional toll this controversy is taking? We may conjecture all we want, but one thing is certain. Rashida feels ashamed and not only hurt by Kirk's treachery, and who could blame her? Imagine creating a whole empire around your love only to have it destroyed by a single huge leak. But that's the cost of celebrity, right? When you live your life continuously scrutinized, everything you do is open to. Kirk and Kendra must have believed that they could conceal this from the public for a little while longer. But Mendeecees has other ideas now that the public outrage is reaching a fever pitch and the attention is turning from the affair itself to the larger the ramifications of these leaked recordings are being discussed on social media sites. Everyone has an opinion, and you can be sure that the hot takes are flying. On the one hand, there are fans who feel that Kirk, and on the other hand, some people think Mendeecees was correct to expose their lies, while others contend that such behavior should never have been concealed. Still others maintain that privacy is a fundamental human right regardless of the circumstances. How well known you are, but Kendra is receiving a lot of negative feedback online. Most people think it's outrageous that she's having an affair with Rashida's husband, Kirk, while keeping it a secret. Very outspoken about the betrayal, and with good reason. They have spent years helping this marriage, only to see everything fall apart. Kendra, who was once portrayed as a helpful, nice friend, is now portrayed as the ultimate culprit in this controversy. And what about Kirk? Well, let's just say that his reputation as a family man and stand-up comedian has been totally destroyed. He is now the face of many are demanding an investigation into the deceit, asking questions like, how long has this affair been going on? How many other times has Kirk betrayed Rashida? Could this be the beginning of the end for his career? Public apology, but is it really possible to recover from this degree of betrayal? The pressure is increasing, and as this controversy progresses, the great question is still what will happen next, given the growing public fury. It's unclear how Kirk and Kendra will respond to this at this point. Will they try to hide the tapes or come clean about the entire situation? We'll have to wait and see, but the consequences of their actions will be evident, are only getting started, and they're going to get even bigger. Now that the secrets are out, let's discuss the ramifications because, people, this scandal isn't going to go away easily. No, it's a Category 5 catastrophe for Kirk, Kendra, and even Mendeecees. They've gone too far, and the fallout is just now beginning. This isn't just a few irate tweets. Kirk and Kendra's public lives are in severe danger. Complete siege at the moment. So let's examine where this leaves them overall. First, we must handle the potential for legal action, keeping in mind that we're not only dealing with the leak of some arbitrary film here. Kirk and Kendra may be considering defamation cases, privacy invasion allegations, and the possibility of a thorough inquiry into how these private movies, which were never intended for public consumption, are viewed by the law. Mendeecees may have leaked the films, but Kirk and Kendra are facing harsh criticism. And don't assume that the public's demand for justice isn't pushing the limits of what is permitted by law. There's no doubt that Kirk and Kendra could sue Mendeecees for what they say was an unwarranted breach of trust, but the real question is whether they will even bother. Mendeecees might face criminal charges for invasion of privacy. Fighting this, the public's view is quickly shifting against them. Let's face it, how can you even start to get out of this mess? Do you risk being judged by the court, or do you apologize to the public, appearing to be a complete hypocrite in the process? There are no easy decisions to be made here. People and the government is becoming involved. We're not talking about your typical celebrity rumors either. Oh no, this is the kind of scandal that draws the attention of the political and legal establishment. Don't be shocked if this results in inquiries, particularly when you consider the past of reality TV stars and their dubious actions. If you believe that the public was agitated, just think of how the ruling class feels. Will this escalate into something even more serious? Can we anticipate inquiries into how the media fabricates stories and how prominent individuals are dragged into these ludicrous controversies for no other reason than perhaps the true story of Kirk's and Kendra's affair? And Mendeecees' retaliation isn't about relationships and betrayals, but rather the broader corporate machine that takes advantage of these celebrities. This is far more dramatic than any. The public's desperate desire for justice is fueled by the court battle. They want answers. They want to see Kirk and Kendra not only repent, but also face the repercussions of their crimes. Let's be clear, when you're a celebrity, there's no concealing from public view. People are watching, and they expect the truth to be revealed. As the legal system works itself out, the audience is calling for more than just legal justice. They want public accountability. You can only imagine what Rashida is going through at the moment. She has been publicly humiliated, and all of her followers. Or is this an even worse act of treachery? Does Kirk stand a hope of regaining his reputation? Is it too late to make a comeback? And will Rashida forgive him or leave him permanently? Please share your thoughts on this startling incident in the comments section below so that we may start a discussion. If you've been following this story like we have a smash hit, do you believe Kirk and Kendra should be exposed in this fashion, and that there should be significant repercussions? Or is this just another celebrity meltdown for the world to enjoy? Click subscribe to receive more unique content, updates, and press the alert button so trust me, you never miss another bombshell. You don't want to miss what's about to happen, do you? Next, pay attention, as we're merely beginning the process of identifying the most astounding and outrageous facts in the world of celebrities. See you in the next video, and believe me, it will soon get even more bizarre.